Hey guys, Adriana Jimenez joined here with Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Jarrell, I was telling you, I was a bit surprised to see you here in LA. What brings you to my hometown?
Clarissa Shields, from support for the sis and last HBO card as well too. And this is my last little outing, get some, fresh air before I get back into training camp and see what's next.
Absolutely, we want to see you back inside the ring. You just fought last month. It seems like you're fighting like every other weekend. Fought on the zone. What can you let us know? Any updates on the next fight? When are we going to see you?
We had conversation last weekend or so about fighting Trevor Bryan for January 19th. I think it's a theater at Madison Square Garden. So we're still iffy about it. Not the opponent, just because Trevor Bryan is signed with Don, and Don's a little difficult dealing with. So hopefully Uncle Don picks up the phone and I could beat up on Trevor Bryan.
All right. Well, hopefully, whatever fight you want gets done, and we want to see you back inside the ring. You always give us exciting fights. I was there for your fight in Chicago. Correct. Yeah, and that was very exciting. So congratulations on everything on the zone. I want to talk to you about, of course, this big fight that just happened this weekend here in LA, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. I'd like to get, first of all, just your overall thoughts about the fight.
My unbiased opinion, taking myself out of the equation. So I'm going to give you a boxing pugilist answer. Stylistically, the fight was crap. Stylistically, because it was sloppy. It was a little wild, too awkward styles. That's the hardcore answer. But on entertainment value, it was awesome. It was great because it was two big guys that were swinging for the fences, and one guy couldn't quite hit the home run. Another guy was trying to use his boxing ability, and it was the boxer versus a puncher with no boxing ability. So it was a fun, entertaining fight, but stylistically, it was like, what the hell? These guys really been in the gym for how many years? But it was a win for boxing. It was a win for heavyweight division. It was a win for American, pay-per-view. So, from 1 out of 10, I give it an 8, which is great. And the pay-per-view numbers have still officially now have come out. It's over 300,000. I think over 20 million, which is awesome. So I'm happy for those guys. But when they fight me, I'm putting them in the dirt. So it's coming. It's coming.
We definitely want to see either one or both of them against you. Now, before we get into that future fight against you, we have a divided group of boxing fans and experts that some saw Wilder win, others Fury. Some are very happy with the draw. Who did you think won, or are you okay with the draw?
Yeah, I'm happy with the draw. The reason, if you do it from a point system, which boxing is based over points is, I gave Deontay the second round, and you can still argue that you give him a round there before the 8th round, and there's your 2 rounds. If you knock him down twice, there goes your 4 rounds. So you can say 6 rounds is a draw. You know what I mean? One judge had it 115, 111 for Deontay. I don't know what fight he was watching, but you can either give Tyson a round extra for the win, but the 2 knockdowns, is in Deontay's favor. So I'm happy with the draw, and that's the heavyweight division. At any point, a big punch can land and can put you on your behind. And Tyson Fury knows that. If he would have stayed focused the last 3 minutes of that fight, he would have won the fight. But them 2 knockdowns cost him the fight.
I know you want to fight them, but before they eventually could fight you, would you like to see a rematch between them?
Oh, yeah, I think a rematch is definitely worthy of a rematch. I think the fight lived up to the first hype, and I think it definitely needs a rematch. And I think AJ's happy with the rematch. He gets to stay away from those guys for another 6 months to a year, and he can fight some chromies and make some money without fighting anybody. But there's so many names that I think the English fans really want to see. The Povetkin fight wasn't sold out, and the last fight before that wasn't sold out either. They sold big numbers, big in other places, but it still wasn't sold out arena as usual, because I think the English fans want to see more competitive fights with more bigger names. And there's only 2-3 names at the top of the heat pile, which is me, Dillian Whyte, Deontay, and now Tyson Fury's back in the game.
Now, speaking of Anthony Joshua, do you think that he needs to come over to the U.S. to really be the top name that he is in the UK, but I guess, in the world?
I mean, the heavyweight division is bumping, but you can't be a real world champion if you're fighting in one spot. Lennox fought in America. Other heavyweight champions have fought in UK. So he has to come to American soil at some point. But like I said, there's certain stipulations that he's going to have to abide by when he comes to America, that he can get away with England, that he won't be able to get away here. And, we'll see if AJ, finally, puts that belt on the line and comes over here. They say I'm the perfect opponent, but he ain't no rush to fight me. And any minute he says my name, it's usually a 5 or 10-second conversation, and he switches it. Only when I said I want to take his mom on a date, that's the only time he stayed on my name longer than 10 seconds. So I don't know, So I poke fun at him just to get a reaction out of him. But when the day come, I'm gonna beat him into a pulp.
Well, you gotta say something else. Okay, you want to take his mom out to a date? What else? You gotta provoke him a little bit more then.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, it's not about me right now per se on that topic. But I go back to the drawing table and think of what lines can I come up with next. But right now, I mean, I'm kind of giving him free space right now, and kind of focus on a different path until that time comes up again.
With the fight with Wilder Fury, I think after the fight, at the post fight, I overheard a lot of boxing experts were talking about how they want to see, excuse me, they want to see the rematch between them, and that kind of took Anthony Joshua out of the equation. Before that fight, it was like the winner fights Anthony Joshua. But now it was they weren't really interested in that fight, and it's kind of like related to what you were saying that Anthony Joshua's just going to stay back. How do you see him fitting into all of this?
I mean, he was trying to be the golden boy and not fight who, and I'm giving this and I'm giving that, but it shows you that the heavyweight division can still thrive without an Anthony Joshua. Remember, Anthony Joshua came out of nowhere in the last 2 years and blew up to be the superstar with great promotion and marketing in the UK. But like I said before, you can do that with a couple other heavyweights too, like myself. You know what I'm saying? I just been with the zone now, and my stock has just risen in the last 2 or 3 fights. And I feel like once I touch UK, and hopefully I fight a top 5 or 10 contender over there, like a Chisora or Dillian Whyte, my stock will go up through the roof as well too, because I talk better looking, and I fight more aggressive than any one of these guys. So, like I said before, the proof is in the pudding. When you have a great marketing team behind you, anything is possible. That's what they did with AJ. You do that with me, sky's the limits.
Take me back to that that Instagram post you put, which included me. You posted a picture. I was interviewing you in Chicago, and you changed the words a bit around about Dillian Whyte. I'm not going to repeat what you said. You can say that yourself. But what was behind that post about Dillian Whyte?
Which I can't remember exactly which post.
It was you. I don't want to. Okay, I was interviewing you. I had a red dress on, and I was asking you. Well, it was about your fight in Chicago, but you just went on very negatively about Dillian Whyte. Come on, you have to know what I'm talking about.
You talk so harsh about me.
Okay.
It's like a diss back and forth with me and Dillian Whyte. I think it's like a love-hate relationship. Like, who come up with the better
This
disses?
one.
Okay, I got you. I mean, it's just tit for tat. Like, I diss him, he diss me, I diss that. That's part of boxing, too. You're going to have those rivalries. It's going to build up to a bigger fight, hopefully someday. And like I said before, come December 22nd, when he's fighting in UK, I'll be there. And I hope both men go in there, have fun, and come out healthy. It's an entertainment business. And some of us do have animosity against each other, but everybody wants to go home to the family in the day. But I think right now it's more like this for this right now, you know what I mean? He wants to call me big and fat, but he wish he could butter my biscuit, and I beat the brakes off that boy. So listen, he's more like a kindergartner, and I'm more like a high schooler. I'm gonna son that kid. It's feeding time, and I got your baba and the bib. So
Can you break down that fight for December 22nd, Dillian Whyte and Chisora?
We got 2 gritty guys that come forward, like to mix it up. Both sluggers. I had Chisora winning the first fight, but I think Chisora's going to be in better condition this fight. I think he's off the momentum of the last one against Carlos Takam. I'm not too sure about who's going to pull off the win, on this fight. But I know Dillian Whyte didn't want this fight again because it was a high risk fight and it can mess with chance against AJ in a big payday. But we'll see. I'm kind of rooting for Chisora in this fight, but we'll see. Yeah.
Now, you know what? There was a question I wanted to ask you about a Fury fight that I forgot. There's a lot of talk about the 10 count on that 12-round knockdown Fury. Some people are saying that it was way longer than 10 seconds. What do you think about that?
It was about 13, 14 seconds long. But Tyson got up pretty quick. He was aware. He showed the referee can come forward. And remember, it's still at the referee's judgment to let the fighter go on if he's coherent and speaking and moving forward. But like I said before, some fighters get gifts better than others. When Deontay fought Ortiz and he was out on his feet for about a minute and a half, close to 2 minutes, the referee didn't break it up, let him hold, drag the fight to get his coherency back, make him get back his awareness. And people were like, what the hell? Ortiz could have had him out. If Ortiz was hurt for that long, they would have stopped the fight. But of course, he was a heavyweight champ. They gave him a shot. So, like I said, Deontay has gotten many gifts before as a heavyweight and as a heavyweight champion. So, Tyson got a little gift, and it wasn't that much of a big deal. It is what it is.
Another post that you posted about Deontay Wilder was about Googling something. He was telling a reporter about the struggles that African Americans have gone through with racism and such. And you posted a picture of him with Donald Trump. Would you like to share your thoughts on that?
Yeah, my thing is you have to have that same energy across the board. If you're gonna talk about a topic and be so aggressive about it, and so emotionally attached to it, be like that the whole entire time. Now I understand that he was doing that, the Donald Trump meeting, because of what Jack Johnson, was accused for, and it was declared Jack Johnson's family name. But at the same time, as Jack Johnson is dead, love me while I'm alive, and we all know that was a political game by Donald Trump to get black voters or people of color to vote for him, So like I said, if what Deontay should have done was get Trump on camera and say, hey, listen, what are we going to do about African American or Hispanics behind bars now that are for felonies that don't even make any sense, for minor things like weed? So how can we do that? How can we help those people that are alive now? That we should have done. Then I'm respecting them more. But my thing is this: is just the whole way how the topic came about. And I was like, Google me. Yeah, we Googled you. That's what popped up. So some people take it out of context. But if you're research, anybody knows me. I'm very educated in many different matters. I just don't talk just to talk. I speak on things. And if you're gonna be super animated about something, be like that all the time. Don't do it sometimes when it just seems to be a PR stunt. And for me, that was a PR stunt because we all know what Donald Trump is about. And whoever PR told him to do that, to go behind Donald Trump, he's playing a part, had a bow tie on right behind him like this. So in my book, we call that a certain kind of name. I don't want to say it, but, it starts Uncle and Tom, so. Yeah. Oh yeah, so so I'm doing many things, and not only in Brooklyn. I'm talking to Brooklyn President Eric Adams. We're trying to get a lot of things, but when it comes to politics, it's very hard. But what I have been doing now is trying to open up a gym in Belize, where my family's all from, which is a third world country, and trying to figure out how to get that done. I was helping my brother down there campaigning for a general council seat, which was helping Lake Eye, which is a very poor area. High in crime in that area in Belize, and I just left Belize to come straight from Belize here to LA now. So I'm working on building gyms out there and doing things for the kids and community out there as well too. So, but I said when it comes to politics, it's so much red tape and stuff, and it takes a lot to use your own money to do it. So I'm trying to figure out how to get it done, and that's what I've been doing after every other of my fights, trying to get that done and establish Central America. Because even though I'm Mocha Brown, I do have Mexican family, Guatemala, Honduras, as well as Belize and Haitian Dominican family as well too. So I have a big ethnicity background in Black and Hispanic community. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, politics is tricky throughout the board, but helping others and giving back, that's absolutely like the greatest gift of all. Yeah,
sure.
So thank you for helping them and your continuation of help that you've given. Gerald, thank you so much for talking to us, and we can't wait to see you back in the ring.
Can't wait either. Kaboom!